Tonight on Cosmic Cantina, what is reality? Who can we trust? What if it's all bullshit? We're going to drill into the whole world of disinformation. Don't worry, though. We're talking Russian-owned planets, ex-intelligent officials supposedly telling the truth, and historically insane ideas that never seem to die. So grab a strong drink and choose a side, because we're going to make things a little uncomfortable. I'm your host, Melissa Tittle, and every week I go to my favorite bar, Cosmic Cantina, and kick back with my co-hosts, Josh Golombeski and Matt O'Connor. We talk about aliens, Bigfoot, ghosts, ancient cultures, and anything from the unseen world that needs a little illumination. Welcome to Cosmic Cantina. I'm your host, Melissa Tittle, and tonight I am drinking a kombucha. I know, it's lame, but, you know, I just got back from Aspen, and I just had a lot to drink.
Oh, my goodness.
So
well.
Tittle.
How do you do it?
It's been so difficult. I'm so tired. But anyway, what are you drinking, Josh?
Well, I went camping this weekend and took myself a 6-pack of the one and only Ghostfish.
No way!
Wow. For tonight's pod, I was worried. I was like, I thought I drank all of them, but I opened the fridge in the garage, and behold, there was one Ghostfish left calling my name to help me through this podcast. So I grabbed her and I brought her down here to my basement, to my dungeon. And I'm excited. Ghostfish! Woo! For life. Anyways, my enthusiasm will never die. Okay. What about you?
What are you going to do? What are you going to do after that one Ghostfish is gone?
That's when the hard liquor comes out, Melissa.
Okay.
That's when the crying begins.
That's when depression hits, yeah.
Yeah, and the texting the ex-girlfriends begins, too. No, I'll probably cut that out. That was too far.
The web will
that's staying. That's staying.
It's a Golombeski staple for every what are we on, Wednesday night, Monday night? Anyway. I am drinking Josh, I think this is going to be my Ghostfish, because it is my favorite cider of all time right now. It's called Star Cut Ciders. And it has a little squirrel in a spacesuit, and I'm all about it.
Beautiful.
It's fucking dry. It's good stuff. It's dry as a nun's cunt. Let me try that again. This one is super dry. It's as dry as a dead dingo's donger. For you Aussies out there, that's a classic. Mate, it's from Michigan. I've never been to Michigan, but I'm happy to go there at some stage and check out your cidery. I'm going to stop talking now. What do we got? Let's go.
Are you going to be in cider?
Ba-boom.
It's always awkward when I say anything sexual. Okay, moving on to
I'm a secret space insider.
How dare you, Melissa? God.
How dare you? I'm just a woman. God damn it. Okay.
You're old.
Okay, so this podcast, I have a couple articles because I don't know what's happening in the world. I mean, this is the first time I think all three of us are mildly depressed, but we're happy. That's why we have this podcast.
Yes.
So I want to go through a series of articles, and then we'll start the podcast because I honestly don't know what's going on. So, okay, let's start with the first one. Politico. The title is, this just came out a couple days ago, ISIS tells terrorists to steer clear of coronavirus-stricken Europe. Okay, so let me get this straight. So terrorism has stopped because of a pandemic. Okay, so let me just read a little bit. ISIS has adopted a safety-first approach to the coronavirus pandemic and advised its members not to travel to Europe. In the latest edition of the terrorist group newsletter, Al-Naba, they got a newsletter.
All right.
The editors who normally... Here, yeah, okay. The editors who normally urge followers to carry out attacks on the West instead ask them to stay away from the land of the epidemic for the time being. Okay, all right, okay.
Because we're doing it to ourselves. Like,
that's right.
They don't need to step in. We're idiots enough. Like,
so yeah, there's there's nothing we can do right now. Everybody stay safe, wear your mask, stay in your cave, everything will be fine. Okay, so then CNN publishes just today, CDC abruptly removes guidance about airborne coronavirus transmission, says update was posted in error. I am utterly confused. So in the article, it literally says, quote, somebody hit the button and shouldn't have, unquote, the official said. Who the official is, I don't know, but the official said that somebody hit a button.
There's a big red button.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know Matt has something to say about
Publish.
this, but I just want to just say a couple of things about the article.
Yeah.
The agency tried to further clarify what it meant by aerosol transmission. The official said, it can occur, but it's not the way the virus is primarily being transmitted. But in the effort to say that, it was written in such a way that it's being understood to mean it's more transmissible than we thought, which is not the case. What? Okay, Matt. What do you have to say?
I have a little inside knowledge. I'm not going to say where, but the idea of this happening, being retracted, it wasn't that the information that was released was incorrect. It is aerosolized. It is actually a thing that's real. Mm-hmm. What they were concerned with is how the public would take that information, because the way the CDC did fuck up, I think, in my personal opinion, I feel like they did, because they released the language that they released in this article was basically saying that, hey, it's aerosolized, and that means only N95 masks are going to be effective, but that's not quite what they want to say. So, when the CDC releases this stuff, like last week it was like 6% like death rate, and so people are saying like, oh my god, it's not as like a crazy death rate as they said, and they like secretly released it. Well, that wasn't quite the case. Again, if you know how to read what they're saying, the science of it, they were just saying that.
But this is
well, that was the mistake number one, thinking Americans could read the science.
Right, yeah. So again, like, this is basically what is happening here, but they retracted the story because they were concerned about how people would react to it. Basically saying like, oh, well, if it's aerosolized like this, then these cloth masks aren't going to do anything. But that's incorrect. Like, they do help. Keep wearing your masks. Keep
nuance,
taking precautions.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
so
but once
still
you send a
confused.
dick pic, you can't take it back. So that's so ridiculous.
Yeah,
that they retracted the dick pic on Monday. Like, come on.
Yeah, I feel like they fucked up a little bit on this one, but
Yeah, you just gotta own it. You just gotta own that dick pic. You just gotta do it. And you know what?
I feel like
All
there
that
was
girl's
political pressure,
girlfriend
though.
saw that dick pic, and you just gotta own it.
Oh,
you
they
just
did.
gotta own it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, within
They go out
minutes.
there.
Like within minutes. It's amazing how
Right.
fast those spread. It's faster than a California wildfire.
It's
Wait.
faster than the coronavirus in an aerosol setting, or whatever the hell that article
was a
said.
better
Or
It
not
just got
said.
really cold in here all of a sudden. I'm sorry.
But wait, before we go on though, that sounds like the administration stepped in, because do you think the CDC did that on their own?
think
Are we
so.
saying that the administration was like, you can't say that?
No, I think they're putting out like actual science, and fair enough, they do that. But again, it's like
Yeah, but,
they have
but
to
Josh
now
is
deal
saying
with.
that it's someone else controlling the narrative.
Yeah, basically, I think that's what happened is like they're concerned with the amount of, and I think just adds fuel to the fire for conspiracy theorists who like to jump on board these like, oh my god, they don't know what's going on. And yeah, it's like we're learning things as we go. It's like a new virus. New virus. It's a novel virus. So,
get it.
We're playing
All right.
catch up. But
Okay,
anyway,
so
it's it.
I'm moving on to another article,
All right, jump on it.
because we can go on and on about coronavirus.
We could,
So-
yeah.
Okay,
This is the whole
so
thing.
another discovery that just happened. They found microbial life on Venus. So the scientists who announced on September 14th the discovery of phosphine, a gas in Venus's atmosphere, did not claim to have discovered life, apparently. They haven't quite discovered life. They just haven't figured out where the life is coming from. So on Earth, the only natural source of phosphine is microbes, and the gas is often associated with feces. So somebody is taking a poop on Venus, and it's getting into the atmosphere. But we don't know what it is.
That's fascinating, though.
So that's all they know. All they're saying is that some microbial life they don't know how it got there. They're not sure, but something interesting has happened on Venus. So of course, as soon as they announced this, the next article is Venus is a Russian planet, says the Russians.
Yeah, Russia. Aggressive and macho.
This
They were
week,
shirtless.
Yeah.
Go on,
They're
sorry.
like, okay. So
They were on vodka. They were shirtless one night. They were like, "It's ours. Yes, it's ours. Fuck the Americans." Yeah, I love Russia.
What are you going to do about it? Yeah.
In the extreme. funny ways,
Somebody is pooping on that planet, and it is ours. It is ours. Okay. Okay.
They're playing interplanetary keep away.
Keep away.
So, Dmitry Rogozin, head of the Russian Space Corporation, he says, resuming Venus exploration is our agenda. We think that Venus is a Russian planet, so we shouldn't lag behind. So that's all he says. So basically, he's like, it is ours, and that is it.
I love that.
I think what the point though he was making is that we've been there the most, so it's ours. It's for Mother Russia.
Well,
So,
they actually they've invested. They already put in place they're going to invest in 2021. They were going to go to Russia.
Right.
They're going to go to Venus. But now, of course, China and the United States is like, we're going to Venus too. And now it's like a new space race to Venus because we're going to figure out who's taking a crap on that planet. And right now, Russia is like, it is ours. So back away.
I'm happy about that though. Like if that's like the extent of our dick measuring contest as far as like countries go, that we're just racing to the planet. Like, let's do that. I'm happy. Let's stop throwing bullets and nukes around and just like race to something.
Yeah,
I'm happy with that.
But the reason I bring this up also is that, okay, so let's just go over the 3 articles I brought up. Politically, apparently there's not a business for terrorism right now, because apparently all the hate in the world has gone away unless you're dealing with internal hate within countries and fighting the coronavirus because you don't want to wear a mask. And other than that, like, all the other hate has gone away.
That's interesting. That's like Project Bluebeam, right? To bring the world together.
Together.
It sounds like it had like different consequences. Like
pandemic,
everyone still
right? So,
hates each other, but
but isn't it weird that terrorism, is somehow slowed? The business is slowed because there's no need. It's weird.
yeah, a lot of businesses are hurting right now. Yeah,
and this. Okay, so then the CDC. I know we don't want to go into all the explanations. Thank you, Matt. But it's awkward. It's weird. It's like, what is the agenda? Like, what are we trying to do? So we're posting things because we think people can't understand them, but then we're posting things that makes it more confusing. It's like, what is really happening? And of course, with the Venus discovery, I think is actually very exciting. But what is really happening now? We're having a space race, like where all the countries are getting together to go to Venus. It's literally insanity. And so I have to think, like, where's the disinformation portion of this, and where's the information part of it? And that's really what our podcast is about. And I know that you boys have been doing some research, but I just wanted to bring into light, I know there's a lot of craziness going on there. We could go on and on about all the crazy articles, but I wanted to bring these 3 up because they touch on politics, the pandemic, and then, of course, space, which we love.
we do love
Yes,
space.
we do. Yes, we do.
And Josh, you were kind of digging into, and maybe you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, what does the secret space program, what does, some of the paranormal stuff we talk about, we're like, well, how does that really have to do with all these articles that just come out? But I think it has to do with it a lot, because during times like this where people are panicking, they look to these kind of informational people that are coming out and saying all the secret stuff has been happening behind the scenes. And so I think a lot of what we talk about does touch on these people that believe in all of this stuff and believe in what's happening and don't believe what's happening. So I know, Josh, you were digging into some of the secret space program, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. One of the greatest figures in the UFO world, in the history of UFOs, is a man by the name of Richard Doty. He's a legend among men. I'm not sure to trust him, if he's telling the truth, if he's not, if he's mixing it, I don't know. But he, for real, was a special agent for the counterintelligence for the Air Force Office of Special Investigations. That is 100% true. He was a disinformation agent, the person paid to put out false information, false documents, mislead people. And he did it in the UFO community constantly to cover up UFO phenomenon and also secret government projects. So I'm going to go over a few points with Mr. Doty, a few famous stories. One, he's really known for the Paul Benowitz case, I guess I'll call it. There's a great documentary called Mirage Man that breaks this down, and also Mysterious Universe did a great podcast on it. I'm not going to recount the whole story. I'll just do it briefly to get to the story I want to tell. But Paul Benowitz was a UFO researcher and like a scientist who lived right outside of a major Air Force base, Kirkland, in New Mexico. and saw weird shit over the base, contacted the Air Force. The Air Force sent out Doty.